That's it. There we go. We are on.
Boom.
Was that better than mine? Yeah.
It was crisp.
How's your hand? It sounded like it hurt.
It's tingling.
Worth
My
it, though.
pre-workout.
Worth it.
I can't believe you didn't even have praise. Today is a day to get hyped, Kelsey.
I'm already hyped. You know,
We've been hyped from the
I'm
morning.
hyped on life.
I get it. We're back. Well, welcome back to Use Your Manners. I never intro the podcast.
Is that what it's called? Use Your Manners.
Yeah.
Cutie. Why'd you pick that name?
Because of like Yes Please, our business Yes Please, like a bit of a. I know, right?
Stop. I should have put that together.
It's match made in heaven. I was very excited about
so
it.
cute.
It's the best. And that's my makeshift sign over there that I made.
love it.
Because, that was me, my graphic design work. That was great over there.
Good job.
I love it.
Yeah, well, we are here in Adelaide. In actual, we're not even calling you. We're not calling you here. You're
here
right
in the
here.
flesh.
In the flesh. So for those who don't know, we are with Kelsey, who is an incredible human. She is a sweat trainer whose programs I love.
Thanks, bestie.
You know that I love them for forever.
Yeah.
Every time I used to do the workouts, I used to send you a message like, I do this one.
Love
It was great. But you're more than that. You're a mom. You're just an incredible soul. You just have you're just a great human.
Thanks,
all
girl.
around, I think.
Appreciate that.
And I'm excited to talk to you because I feel like there's so many things that you're very insightful. I feel like when I read your captions and stuff online, I'm like, I wish I could say that. I wish I could get that out. You know?
Dude, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm terrible at getting my words out. And I just read her things. I'm like,
I disagree. I don't think you're terrible, but
well, we'll see. We'll see as we go and talk. We'll see how we go. But we usually start these podcasts off with like a bit of like highs and lows of the week for each of us, but just so that we can just vibe off it.
Go.
So let's go with you, Mitch.
I'm going to start.
Yeah, you start every
You
time.
also forgot that
Oh no.
she's a Swiftie in her bio.
Yeah.
So Swiftie, add that to the bio.
Mm-hmm.
And then as we get an amazing demo, singer, songwriter.
Yeah. We'll get that at the end.
Yeah, wow.
Highs and lows of the
suck at
week.
this bit. Yeah,
So highs and lows meaning like what's the high of the week, what's
Yeah.
the low of your week,
Yeah.
blah, blah.
Highs. Second pod of the week.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
We're here on a Saturday, which is fun.
Yeah.
I love that with the guest. Kelsey.
appreciate it.
Low. Oh,
I feel like we know what your low is.
My ankle.
Yeah.
Rolled my
Yikes.
ankle.
Yikes.
Rolled his ankle.
I don't want to go too much into
We'll
it.
get
It's a bit
Yeah,
into
we'll get
that.
there.
No, we'll
Yeah.
get there.
That deserves its whole own
Yeah.
spot. I feel you.
What's your high and low?
Okay, I'm going to go for the low first because I always like to end it on a positive
I
note
get it.
in life. My low would probably be when my last flight got canceled.
Yeah.
So I was coming from Utah to Adelaide, and it's usually 3 flights, and the fastest you can do it is like 24 hours. And that last flight got canceled, so I had to get rerouted, add a 4th flight, go to Melbourne, then back to Adelaide, and it turned into like 34 hours of travel.
I would have. Yeah, and
Nice.
what did you do when the lady told you?
I welled up with tears.
I would have too.
And I was just looking at her. I go, what? She was like, yeah, that flight's been canceled. I was like, what? And just genuine like tears in my eyes. And she was like, what is your problem? Like, why is this not a big deal?
I feel like when you are in an airport, you're very vulnerable. Like it's like you just want to get home.
After long travel like that, yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot. I'm like, ma'am, you don't understand. I'm already 24 hours deep. So like, you cut me some
These
slack.
tears are real. But you're high.
Yeah, my high. This is up there. It's snuggling, baby Jax, getting to
he was
just
so
coming back to my second home here in Adelaide. You know,
It's
What a
so
vibe.
good. What a vibe. I'm like, that would be a high for me too. I feel like this is a high because I feel like this is a cool opportunity. Like I feel like
Thanks.
it's great. I'm very happy with. That's my high. My low is do I have a low really?
The word low?
The word low.
No, you've chosen that before.
No, yeah, I did say that. I was a low with my low.
Okay.
I have no lows. I'm a happy gal today.
Let's go.
I'm a
Happy
happy gal
gal.
this week. I probably said something of my low, what I said yesterday. I didn't remember what I said yesterday, but I'm a happy gal. I'm
Love to see
pumped.
it.
I'm
I
pumped.
love that.
We also, in these podcasts, we also do like a funny story just to have like,
Bit of an
Just
icebreaker.
Yeah, just
Right.
ease us in.
yeah, Mitch makes me tell a story every single time and I just,
Okay.
it's great.
You are a great storyteller. There's no question. Yeah.
Exactly.
over the top, I think that's why. But I don't really, this isn't a funny story, but this is a story that
One of our shared
stories is
love
when
it.
you made fudge for us. America. I'm never going to say American fudge. Can you tell me about the fudge?
It's delicious.
It is unreal.
Sugar-free, fat-free, calorie-free.
I don't think so. Kelsey was like, okay, you need to get some ingredients for me from the shops. I was like, easy, no worries, got it. She goes, yeah. So you need, what was it like?
It's literally just sugar, sugar, sugar,
and then marshmallow.
butter,
Yeah.
marshmallow fluff,
Yep.
and heavy cream, I
But
think.
you had to bring the marshmallow fluff. We didn't.
Yeah,
have
because
that.
you guys don't have that. I did. I packed it from home. I remember I arrived. It was like Christmas time. And I was like, I want to make you Christmas fudge. And it's like an old recipe. It's actually my great grandma's recipe. So this is a tale as old as time, but it's truly just literally butter and sugar.
It was lit. It was
And it
so
was
good.
it is so good. But Leah was watching me make it and it's 5 cups of sugar and like 2 sticks of butter. And then you add your semi-sweet chocolate chips, marshmallow fluff, whatever.
Yeah.
And it was...
the semi-sweet. She's like, oh no, you only need like the locale ones. I was like, for what? She's like, you just put 4 or 5 cups of sugar and butter. I was like, is there anything else
It's
that goes
Christmas
in here?
fudge. I mean, come on.
And she was dead, like just looking at me in the face, like, why are you looking at me, Liz? I was like, Kelsey, what the fuck? Like, why? And then, to be fair, you were wearing like a sports brand leggings in the kitchen. I was like, this doesn't make sense. You have.
I am who I am.
Yeah, you are. It was the best thing I've ever seen. And then you poured it once the sugar dissolved, it was amazing. It was put it in the fridge.
And you got to cook it just right, or else it gets grainy. You need that smooth texture.
You did tell me that, yeah, because the sugar needs to dissolve. It was all sorts, but that was probably like I think that was the last time we've had it.
Yeah, I remember I was a little bit offended because it was all ready and done, and we let it set overnight in the fridge. And I had you taste it, and I was just so excited to impress the Leah in the kitchen. And you're like, it's really sweet. I'm like, it's fudge.
Yeah, but when I think of fudge, I think chocolate, like mousse almost.
Yeah.
Because we don't really have a fudge. And when you were telling fudge, I was thinking this is going to be like a thick, like...
This is like a language barrier thing. Though. I think like they call like biscuits, like...
Yeah,
cookies.
Scones and stuff.
Biscuits or cookies. Let's get that straight.
Yeah, that was all sorts. I didn't know what the fuck I was thinking when you said fudge. And I was like, we got this. It's fine. But then I remember having like one square and you were like, have more. And I was like, Kelsey, I can't. Like, and you're like,
a serving is like 1 inch.
Yeah, but it was. And I was trying to eat it and I was like, I feel like my skin was going...
You have to have like a sip of milk and a lick of fudge, like to even it out.
You needed like some sort of like you need to pace yourself with it.
Yeah,
I feel like when we come over there for a white Christmas.
Oh yeah,
we could remake the fudge, and this time
and all the other treats. Yeah, I don't cook, but I like to bake.
I don't like to bake.
The better.
I like to cook, so we just swapsies.
Match made in heaven.
We'll have fudge in the snow with a white Christmas.
Yes, you will, and hot cocoa to boot. Yep.
That's the best thing. That's the best thing I've ever heard.
I know a guy for hot cocoa.
Yeah, me too. We do have some good hot chocolates over here. Well, it wasn't even a funny story, but I'm just glad that
it's one of our pillars.
Yeah.
Pillars
the fudge was the base, I think, even though I didn't really have a lot of it, but I want more now that I remember it. I think let's just jump into some random stuff. Like Kelsey has her own podcast, Redefine Fitness. Love. We're talking about it this morning. It's just like a little bit of an outlet for you just to...
Yeah. She just turned 1.
Oh,
yep.
Really?
I had my podanniversary last week.
Wow.
My little pod birthday. And honestly, it's so hard, but it's so good. And it's just,
Why start the podcast?
For me, it was the right medium to appropriately express and actually be able to answer in depth all of the things that I'm asked all the time that I can't really you guys know me. When I started on Instagram, it was way before anyone wrote like long captions. And then there I was like writing 3 paragraphs about, my postpartum depression. And it's like, especially now more than ever, it's just not the place for those more vulnerable things. And I keep trying to make it be, and and no one reads it. And it's a little maddening. So now it's like, I felt the pull to do a podcast for years, and I had some reasons that I couldn't. Yeah. And when I finally had the freedom, it was like, oh shit, I'm actually holding myself back because I wasn't doing it still. And it actually happened. My grandma passed away a year ago. Yeah. And she, in those last weeks and conversations I had with her, and the last I actually have talked about this on the pod. So if you really want to know all the details, then you can go listen.
Yeah.
But essentially, she was kind of my final push and inspiration. My promise to her was that I wouldn't, I would stop getting ready to live, and I would just do it and do the things and take the leap. And so I just jumped in and started, and it's been so healing for me. It's just been it's been my outlet, It's undone. When so much of my career is overproduced and just so many deadlines and so much that has so much to it, I just wanted something that was completely pulled back, vulnerable. I sit in my house, I pour my soul out, and I hit publish, and that's it. It's the most undone thing, but that's how I need it right now.
I think that is so fun. That is so cool.
It's a very good point though. Like I think, and we were the same. We wanted to do it for years, and then people were like, "Oh, I don't want another podcast." But it's a really good medium to just talk.
Yeah.
Like we're talking on the car ride here. Like we do stories for 15 seconds, and people think they know you.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a good insight to be like, oh, this is my story and this is the topic I want to talk about.
Yeah.
So it's a very different medium, which I think is just fun. Like you just go and talk shit.
And it's more free.
Yeah.
And also there's less haters over here in the podcast world. Because honestly, no one's going to waste an hour if they're hating on you. Like, I mean, I don't want to jinx myself, but no one's going to listen to you for an hour. So it's like, this is where the safest space, I think. You can just fully be yourself.
Yeah, I do like it because you've got more time to sort of explain. Like with an Instagram, you can say one thing and then they take that and run with it. Or they just don't understand it. They take you the wrong way. Whereas you can sit and actually explain it and talk about it. And then you just... I don't like to I hate reading. So I look at things and I'm like, nope, too long. But I can listen to things and I can watch things and I can understand it so much better. And I do love your podcast.
Thank you.
I get into it, but then I feel like I'm like, meditation after. Mine
gets pretty
soothing.
It's soothing. Yeah, I think your voice is just soothing. It's
I do agree.
Your voice and your voice.
Have you listened to some of it?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, bro. Thank you. Yeah, most of the episodes, especially out the gate, they were really heavy and deep because I think it was like years of pent up, like I've got to say this, and I've got to say it like in my own way. And now as the episodes go on and I feel like I've really covered those initial things that were bursting to come out. Now some of them are a little bit more lighthearted or they kind of bounce back and forth, but I feel like they're still really quite, not deep though, but no, it is. That's the point for me.
It was just,
sure.
It's really cool.
Very impactful.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't mean deep as in like real serious, but it's just, impactful the way you speak. I love it.
Thank you.
I think it's amazing. Talking about your postpartum journey, like I'm obviously a new mum. Gigi's fucking cute as, right?
So cute. Every time I see her, she gets cuter.
She was losing it this morning. She's in
that stage where we were talking about this. You have to earn her affection, right? 100%. So I wanted to just grab her, and then I was like, she's like, wait, who the fuck are you?
Yeah. 100%. Like, if you don't spend time with her, she's like, nope.
I respect that. That's a young queen.
Yeah. Well, by the time next week, by the time you're gone, she'll
love me. She'll miss me.
She will. She'll miss you lots. But because obviously you got back into your fitness journey post Emmy Anderson.
Actually, untrue. I got into it for the first time ever. I was,
right. So
never.
Yeah, that's right. I actually saw, and I've got it in my phone, and I was trying to find it this morning. Literally yesterday, while we were filming, we were saying we're going to do Kelsey, blah, blah, blah. So excited. And then for some reason on my Facebook page, I had shared something of yours and it was my sweat life. I was like, whoa, that's so
what a blast from the past.
I've got to find it before we finish it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was like just a photo of you from and I must have liked something obviously that I shared. I don't know what it was, but it was like you had a full fitness page, My Sweat Life before.
Yeah. Crazy.
It was so, so crazy. So can you give any sort of advice on getting back into the gym post or starting from the start? Because right now, I keep saying that my life pre-Gigi, it feels like an alternate universe, getting back into it. I'm like, I don't even know how to start that shit.
I think that's so valid. And I think that's important to understand, right?
You're laughing at?
Nothing.
What?
Just making sure I don't sound nasally.
I was like, are you laughing at me? What did I say? Because I can see Kath in the background.
I can hear myself breathe. So it's
No, I can't hear you breathe. You're good.
It is hard to hear yourself with the headphones. I will give you that. Advice. How many hours do we have? I mean, maybe maybe it's something that you say. If I was coming to you as a PT client, and I'm like, I'm really struggling. I don't even know where to start, and I don't know why. I'm not happy with what I'm doing currently. Yeah. The place to start is with your mindset. Mm-hmm. And I don't say that lightly. I think it's in the face of this culture that's all about, quote, getting your body back and all of the fucking pressure that moms have to bounce back or to return to however they were. It's really, really unfortunate and exceptionally toxic. Yep. And of course, women put that pressure on themselves, but that's stemming from somewhere, right? So I think 100%. First and foremost, when you're postpartum, you have to understand that is such a delicate and bizarre and wholly suffocating phase of life. And you need to be gentle with yourself. And if you have been cleared, by your doctor to exercise and you're ready to get back to the gym or start moving for the first time, the most important piece is the piece that no one talks about. And that is, why are you doing it?
Mm-hmm.
If you are trying to move your body out of any negative space because you hate how you look right now, because you think you're not enough, because all of those toxic things, it's not going to help you.
Yeah.
And your mental health matters the most. I'm huge on that across the board, but especially for a new mom, it's like you cannot afford to let your efforts in eating or exercise be a detriment to your mental well-being.
100%.
For your own sanity, for the sake of your baby, your family. And so just doing the work, and sometimes it is work, to understand, hey, maybe I'm not comfortable with myself physically right now. Like, that's valid too. Maybe it's hard. It's hard not to recognize yourself in the mirror.
Yeah, 100%.
And you just have to do the work and choose to take the perspective, like, I am doing this to care for myself and my health as a baseline. I'm doing this out of respect for my body, which is miraculous and just grew a child. Like,
Insane.
Get yourself to remember that the motive for your movement is the most important piece. And once that is aligned from a positive place, that's I think, the secret, if there ever was one, to going forward.
Yeah.
Because all of the other tips, like, consistency, or I could talk about scheduling, or I could talk about what type of workouts to do. I have a whole post-pregnancy program, like all of those things, that's fine. But I think that foundation is the one that's missing and not talked about, and the most important piece.
100% agree. I think like at the 6-week mark, when you're cleared to exercise, it's like, okay, your body might be cleared, but you're like in the trenches.
And your body is still very much healing. Like, let's be clear. It is, and I think that is the other thing, is to remember, whether you were an Olympian or had never trained before like me, your body, your internal organs, I mean, you have to give yourself time for your body to heal. And the focus should be on healing and regaining your norm first. It's like safely rebuilding or returning to strength training as you allow for your body to heal. And that is something, again, that's overlooked.
Yeah, I think definitely for like the last however long, like it's been, I reckon, 16 months next week.
In a week, yeah.
And I've got like bursts of motivation throughout. And I'm like, at the 6-week mark, I was like, yeah, I can walk to and from work, because it was like a 10-minute walk. And I was like, I'm going to walk to and from work every day. I'm going to do this, this, and this. But still, I wasn't like mentally there.
Yeah.
And then that, like the 4-month mark, I was like, got another burst of motivation. Like, yeah, I'm going to meal prep all my meals. And then it like went down and hill. And then like the 6-month mark, I tried again. And it was like, I still wasn't focusing on the right thing.
Yeah.
And like, even like, I think now most recently, me and Mitch, like, well, I said to him, I was like, I actually can't like physically or like mentally fathom meal prepping everything, because I'm not in it. So I was like, I needed to focus on one thing, and that was just dinner. Like that was it. One meal.
And that's
I was
enough.
Like, enough for me to like.
And imagine if you could take the attitude and be fucking proud of yourself at the end of the day for making that dinner, instead of taking the attitude that you're going to bed feeling guilty about all the shit you didn't do.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, we need to focus back on what we've done and feel proud of ourselves and good about ourselves for the little efforts, instead of 100%. Guilting ourselves.
Yeah. Because I feel like the guilt comes from like the pressure of outside. Like, I think like, oh no, like people might think I'm not as organized or as like, as I should be right now, because it's already 16 months later. And I'm like, but I got up this morning early, got up Gigi, got her stuff ready for daycare, got all her things organized. Like Mitch watched her while I got ready for work with me, swapped me, took her to daycare. We worked all day.
Every day is a massive success.
Yeah. And then I think to myself like, oh, I only did dinner time. Like I only cooked one meal a day. And I'm like, actually,
yeah,
a lot more than that.
Yes.
But you don't think about it when you're in that.
Yeah. I think it's an interesting one. I think with Leah, obviously yours is different. Like, you're getting back into fitness. But Kelsey, I guess it's interesting because you touched on this a little bit, but like for you, what was it that made you get into fitness? Was it just like a mental escape, or you just wanted to feel better within yourself?
Honestly, it was a rock bottom.
Yeah.
What I thought was. Hindsight. No. Actually, my story goes like, I had very severe postpartum anxiety and some postpartum depression. I had no awareness that was even a thing.
Yeah.
So it blindsided me. And with the culture that I grew up in and my own self-limiting beliefs, I was exceptionally shamed about that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I was struggling, I had heard so many times, like, oh, just the unconditional love and the insane, beautiful, magical time of a newborn. And I think that's true. And I got to experience a little bit of that. But also there's this whole other side of it that I didn't hear about that was very much my reality, which was like overwhelming intrusive thoughts, complete self-doubt, inability to even like function. and panic attacks and the whole gamut. And so and then on top of that, hiding it from everyone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fine. Right. And basically at my 6 week, or it wasn't 6 weeks, it was a little bit after that. One of my postpartum doctor visits, I knew that mentally I wasn't doing well. And obviously baby blues and those hormone fluctuations are very normal postpartum. But after some time, you are meant to start kind of evening out and feeling a little bit better. And I was just like steadily getting worse. Yeah. And I knew this about myself, but I remember vividly, I've actually never shared this, I think publicly, but I remember taking the mental health questionnaire at my doctor's office and thinking, oh, I fucking got this. I was lying. I just knew the answers that were real. And I knew what I thought were the answers that would fool them into thinking that I was all good mentally. Yeah. And I lied through that. And I remember like turning in and they came in the room and basically she sat me down and was like, you're not okay. And I was like, shit, I thought I was going to have her fooled. Yeah. And to hear someone else be able to see it and like say it and like it forces you to just confront it in a different way. And basically, I remember just falling apart. And she was like, they were talking about medications and options. And back then, I thought that taking a medicine would be absolute failure. I had some it's a whole thing with my background, but I remember kind of like begging really desperate, like, is there anything else I can try? Like, please just like, let me try something. Yeah. And she's like, well, do you exercise? And I was like, no, but what the hell does that have to do with anything, dude? Like, I'm not okay. Yeah. And she's like, look, it's not magic, but it might help. It could help. Yeah. And so I was like, well, shit, I'm going to try it, you know? So I literally started exercising out of this deep desperation to help myself and get through. And I think looking back, I had tried so many times in my adult life to like exercise regularly. And it always was paired with some stupid, really harmful, weird diet that was usually starving myself and going, overtraining. Yeah. And then of course it wouldn't work. And it's like, I would always then feel worse because I failed. And it was the very first time in my life that I started to exercise out of an attempt to help my body heal instead of out of hate for my body. Yeah. And that made a huge difference. And it was just little bits at a time at first, but far before I saw any changes in the mirror, I started to get through the day a little bit better. I started to be able to be a mom. And it was amazing. I was, having a little bit more energy. Like I did see and feel a difference when I was exercising regularly pretty quickly. Yeah. And so that of course made me like want to keep going. That's kind of how my thing started.
So now, obviously that was Anderson's 9, I think. Yeah, so that was a while ago.
Big
almost a decade. Oh my
God. Crazy.
Double digits. You got to do a double digit party. Like it'll be.
I know. I don't know what we're going to do.
That's insane. Exciting. But to me, you seem very happy and obviously in a good place. But
I am.
How do you balance like now if you don't work out for a week or two, like is that on the flip side hard to deal with because exercise has given you so much
That's a really good
almost?
question. I think there have been times, yes, but ultimately with my injury, which I know we're going to talk about, this is when I really learned this. To me, the epiphany was that exercise as empowerment. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. That's what it's meant to be. It's what it was always meant to be. And we'd been lied to, like our whole, especially women. And so I started my career and everything, and I've always been in it and learning and healing along the way. But yeah, when I had my injury and it was like, I was all of a sudden the single greatest tool that I used to not just take care of my physical health, but my mental well-being was stripped from me. It was a panic. It was a free fall. Yeah. And until I had to kind of this epiphany where I was like, wait a second, if I believe and if my route for exercise is to take care of myself and my health, which is mental, emotional, spiritual, as well as physical, then I'm good. Because right now, with my injury, taking care of my health means rest. Yeah. My body needs me to rest. Yeah. So I was able to somehow like take just as much pride and like ease in my resting and in my like PT sessions and, those tiny little ankle wiggles that I was starting to do as I was, 6 months before killing it in the gym. Yeah. It's just remembering about what your why is and remembering that baseline is like my story was a little bit different right now. And like paired with meditation. Meditation's my number one now. And that came later down the years for me. But yeah, that's kind of how I got around that.
That's amazing. You touched on a bit of a injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is like, how do I fix my ankle?
We're all injured at the moment. Well, not really, but
pretty much.
what actually happened? So you had ankle surgery, but you want to run us through
skiing accident.
Yeah.
There's a podcast episode of mine that's a very long-winded and in-depth look at this. It's called The Mental Reality of Physical Injury. And I tell my story like in depth.
Yeah.
It's really good. I tell the whole story. I was an idiot. It was a skiing accident, completely avoidable. Followed my kid into the trees. Had no business being in the trees. Took a jump, whatever. It was bad. I had surgery, reconstructive surgery in January a year ago. So January 2022 was my surgery.
Yeah.
And it rocked my world.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, as like my profession is exercise in a huge sense. And for me, it was a trip because I remember vividly going in to the doctor and them at first, I thought I was going to have to be in a boot for 4 weeks. Like that was the diagnosis. And I was like, devastated. I remember bawling my eyes out, calling Ryan. I'm like, I can't train for 4 weeks. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I was in a free fall. And now I'm like, I would have given anything to just be in a boot for 4 weeks. A year and a half later, I'm like, well, shit.
Yeah.
But no, it turned out to be a lot worse than we thought. After the MRIs came back, I really did a number on it. And then the surgery and then the splint and then the cast and then relearning how to walk, literally. And I'm still not able to lift as heavy. I'm still not doing much hit or plyo at all. I mean, only a little bit here and there. Some days I still wake up limping, like today, because I filmed too much yesterday. So it's like, I'm not what it once was, but it's been exceptionally formative, very humbling. And as a trainer, it's given me a lot more empathy and insight into, I mean, injury is such a normal part of the human existence. And until you're injured, it's just out of sight, out of mind. But when you are injured, it is all encompassing. It affects everything.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
It
and
really,
you two
really does.
both know, like Leah with your back.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, when I was injured, I took a lot of inspiration from you.
Oh God.
Because no, but truly, you are like one of the most positive and genuinely happy. And I don't say happy in the fluffy. No, I don't say happy in like the fluffy words.
No.
But it's like you choose a positive perspective and you're always, and you can, to me, happiness doesn't mean that it's not toxic positivity. It's not like, I'm always good all the time.
Yeah, no.
It's that you're honest and you're in it and you keep going no matter what you're facing. And I remember watching your stories during different times, start your back injury and all of that journey with you. And you always just kept going and you always chose to be positive. And that was a huge example for me, truly. So
interesting because like Mitch is like, no. But I think no, as in like at home, I would like, I think it took me, I reckon it's been when was 2016? 7 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
Did I get that right?
That's a
7
trip.
almost. Yeah. Well,
No.
it was
I'm counting on my fingers.
Mitch, I'm like, oh my God. Like, yes.
It's January that you heard it, so it's been.
Yeah, it was like my birthday. My birthday day. I literally stood up off a chair, couldn't walk for 2 weeks. But it was like for so long, I went back and forth of being like, I'm just going to ignore it. Like I ignored it for I'm going to say 3 years. Like I was like, it'd be fine. And I kept training on top of I'd hurt my back and then it would be fine after maybe a week or so. And then I'd be like, train for 2 weeks and then I'd dip. And then, but I would be like, no, it's fine. I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to ignore it. And then I literally would be in the worst fucking deep
Did you know that
depression about
Ryan
it.
has degenerative disc disease?
Really?
Yeah, he has 3 impinged nerves, 4 slip discs.
Yeah, that's
like he's got the whole.
That's why him and I are friends.
Honestly, I would give anything. I've never seen that level of chronic pain is
rough.
the most mentally.
I agree.
And he is the strongest human that I know. And all the time I think, I don't know how you're doing it.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's funny because when Kelsey's complimenting you and you're like, no, you can't take a compliment.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Which is, I'll bring the humor back. But when I hurt my back, not to any like a pinch of nerve or in my shoulder blade, I'm like, fuck, I'm dead. And then I just literally in my head, I go like, I just don't know. And same for you with Ryan. Like, I don't know how he's doing this every day.
Yeah.
Like this is me with a pinched blade.
Most people that know him don't even know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, his normal is a level
pain.
of pain that most people would put them out in bed.
100%, which is not normal.
No.
Yeah, but you just got to do what you got to do. I think that they took me a long time to just be like, you're fine. But it took me, because I love training, like, I didn't like strength training, to be fair. Like, I didn't like it at all. And because I liked plyometric. I liked jumping. I liked running. Not running. sorry. Take it back. I liked sprinting. I liked doing sprints on the treadmill. I liked doing all that fun stuff. And then when I couldn't do it anymore, I was so angry. It took me so long to not be angry because I was it felt like it got taken away. No, can't do that anymore. And I was that sucks. That's so frustrating because I was really
valid.
good at it. And I was that made me so, I love going to the gym and get sweaty. And I loved it. And then no joke, I swapped from doing Kayla's program, which I love because it's amazing, to then doing yours. And at the start, I was I don't like this because it's so different.
Yeah.
Because I was this feels slow to me. It's not slow.
It's classic weight training.
It's just weight training. And I was I just feel like it's, I just felt like I wasn't, but I was also angry at the same time that I wasn't able to do what I wanted.
That's fair. Yeah.
But then getting into it and getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Now, all I can think about is how heavy I can lift now. I'm so pumped about it. I love it now. But it's taken me so long to be look, you actually, you can train like jumping and doing all that, but you're just going to risk that. Whether it's it's a good risk or a bad risk, do you want to risk it? And I'm always well, no, because I'd prefer not to be sore. So going into weight training and enjoying it and liking it and that's made me it's actually not such a bad thing anymore. I've actually gotten a lot stronger doing a lot more weight training, which is but it just takes time. It takes time and just to you kind of just got to do what you got to do. You can't really.
It is a very humbling process.
It is. Because every time I'd go and do a box jump, I'd either fall or break my back and I'd be that's just annoying. But then I can go and deadlift heaps. I'm this is sick.
Let's go. Yeah.
This is perfect. I love it. But how have you tried to maybe overcome your ankle injuries? Anything you've been doing other than is meditation a huge thing for you?
Yes. Honest to God, I know I used to be the person that would roll my eyes whenever someone mentioned meditating.
I feel like that's semi-me right now. Not that because I just can't really sit.
Yeah, I get this. And I know I keep fucking saying this, but I did a podcast episode on meditation and about my personal journey with it, which was from a complete skeptic to the number one believer and how that looked for me. And I think one thing I'll share here is it is 100% not about silencing your thoughts.
Yeah. Okay.
It is about freeing them. It's truly about embracing sit in silence. I'm there's no such thing as silence, especially if you're a mom, whatever, you know, it's not about that. It's really just about understanding. So, mindfulness literally just means bringing yourself into the present moment. Meditation is a form of mindfulness. Yeah. It's one of the most potent and impactful forms of mindfulness. But there's so many ways that we can be mindful. And that's truly all it is. So I started with silent, self-guided. I would sit for 7 minutes. I'd set a timer on my phone. I would not look at my phone. I would sit up with my eyes closed for 7 minutes. And whatever noises I heard, smells, whatever distractions, instead of being frustrated by that, it's just I'm observing. Yeah. Because those are in this present moment. That's where I'm trying to be. Whatever thoughts are running through my head, you just let them run.
I love that.
But it was instead of trying to problem solve, if something came to my head and I'm I got to solve that, I just let them run. And it's amazing to kind of see where you land in that. And sometimes I would get to that space where it's it does feel like the mind was settled. And sometimes it wouldn't. But it's always a success either way.
Yeah.
And meditation is fucking amazing because it's so studied.
Yeah.
And it is indisputable, the benefits of meditation.
I think that I'm into it. I love it. I think it's
really cool.
I had I've got an app called Calm on my
that's
thing.
a great one.
I love it. I some nights when we're struggling to fall asleep, I'll be can I just put on meditation on and listen to it? And we fall asleep, we go to sleep. But some I just don't. I think I just need to.
I would challenge you to do it not attached to sleep.
Yes, that's what I mean. So if I'm in a if I sleep easy because I'll fall asleep in anything, but then making a 10-minute time to sit down in a quiet room, I think I just need to try. Do you know what I mean?
You could do it anywhere.
Yeah,
it doesn't need to be a quiet room. Yeah, right. Just sit.
Yeah, that's
and
really
just close your eyes and just be with yourself. Force yourself to be with yourself.
Yeah.
It's so weird because for me, everything she described about meditation is what I love about running. So people run with your headphones.
That can be a meditation.
Yeah.
Walking meditation, running meditation, that's so real.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't run with headphones.
Because you're meditating.
Yeah, I don't.
Because you get into that rhythm and you're just there.
Yeah.
And you're in your body and you're just, that is so beautiful. It's so powerful.
It's very interesting.
That's weird.
Why would I want to run to noise? It just, you know what I mean?
I think
it's a time for your mind to be free.
Yeah. I think that if I think, okay, I'm going to meditate, I think, like you just said, I will try and problem solve. I think in my head, I'll relax and then be like, okay, Gigi needs more nappies. And I'm going to wonder when I'm going to have to go to the chemist and get that. And then if I go there, then I'll start
and
thinking
then
about
something about your childhood and then whatever.
Try and do things.
That's good though.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
If you let your thoughts run, it's a powerful thing.
Because I think my thing is I would have thought or meditation or like, it's just like, you need to be quiet or like silent. You need silence. And I don't think I ever had silence.
You will get there.
Yeah.
You do. It's but there's no pressure to either. Yeah. And I think that's when you have the goal of getting into that like space, connecting. I don't want to get all spiritual, but like
I love that shit.
Whatever you believe, like connecting to your higher power or like to your truer self, that happens. Yeah. But that can't be the goal.
Yeah.
But it does happen. And the more you do it, the benefits exist whether or not that happens, first of all. Yeah. But I do love the analogy of like, for me, it was powerful coming out of my like history of religion and stuff to understand that like, it was a very big teacher for me. Like we have thoughts, but we are the thinker of our thoughts. We're not our thoughts. We have feelings, but we feel our feelings. We're not our feelings.
Yeah.
And being able to not identify with those things and understand like whatever you believe, you are like your soul, like there's something more. And so in that, that's what it is. Meditation is about the thoughts and feelings are coming and swirling. But it's like I read this book once and I can't remember which book it was in, but you're a little boat on the ocean and a storm comes. No matter how still or like chill or whatever you do, you're not escaping that. Like it's tumultuous, but you could always go down and 20 feet under the surface, it is still and it is calm. And it's like, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter what's going on in your head and your heart and your feelings and thoughts, you can always go in and there is peace and there is stillness. And meditation is like such a beautiful way to access that.
I love that so much. I'm actually into it. Like I'm not even being silly.
It's
I
very
want to try.
Interesting though, because I think a lot of, and maybe it's a progressive thing in Australia, in America. I think a lot of, especially like very entrepreneurial people in America, very like grounded and very into meditation and all of that kind of stuff. You just seem very at peace. Is how I would describe you as your aura. Like,
wow.
Yeah, 100%.
I wonder if you would have described me. Would you have thought that of me though 5 years ago? 7 years ago?
No.
I feel like I've changed a lot.
Yeah.
You're very
like
calm.
You're like floating.
Thank you.
Yes.
Like,
oh my God, I totally get that. Like you have this aura about you that you're just like,
thank you.
Yeah.
That's earned and learned, to be honest.
That's like fucking batshit crazy.
No.
Pretty much. I know it's true. I need to get to that point.
But you can. And that's the thing. It's like, I don't know. I just have been through a lot. And I think, especially when I first met you guys, I thought I was doing a great job of hiding it, but like I was in a very massive rock bottom of my life. Like I was in it with, I just had my big faith crisis, my identity loss, and I didn't know who I was. I didn't know how to be. I was struggling on a level that like,
I wouldn't even fathom that.
Yeah. And now looking back to that, it's like, I don't know. I just feel this overwhelming gratitude for that little girl that I felt like I was at 26 years old.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, I got through somehow.
You feel grown. You feel grown and you feel calm.
Yeah. To have you guys who have like known me for so long to be able to see that. Thank you. Like, that means so much to me.
Yeah.
We need to get to that point.
100%.
Whatever.
Comes with age.
You guys are slaying. I'm so old.
No way. Well, let's get into something fun.
Yes.
What is your favorite or best thing about living in the US? Actually, I want to let you two chat about it. Because
I know you're like my US hype man.
I'll be there, but like Mitch is, he would swap spots with you.
That's the thing. I don't even think I know what my favorite things are until I talk to Mitch, because then he reminds me of like things that are different, or you know what I mean?
Then what's your favorite thing about the US? And then
I just think everything is just bigger and better over there. Like, yes.
Especially in Texas. Yeah. And that's facts. I'm not gonna lie.
People will yell at me. Like, obviously, there's healthcare benefits and stuff that we have in Australia that's not the same in the US.
Yeah, politics aside.
Politics aside, I just think like everything is bigger, better, more progressive. Like the sport's cooler. There's more opportunity.
I do love our basketball.
I will say, one time we went to the basketball and I literally was sitting there and I was stoked. I couldn't believe it. I was like holding onto my chair. Mitch was like, we got random tickets and we were in like
what team was that?
I would have no idea.
Knicks. It was New York. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Whatever it was. Where I was sitting there and holding onto my chair and I was like, Mitch, there's a guy coming down with hot dogs. Mitch, oh my God, look. fucking little thing. And I was like,
Mitch's
Oh, yeah.
cheerleaders.
I was like,
oh my God.
I was like, oh my God, are they going to sing a song? And then did a full dance. And then I was like, oh my God, is that T-Pain? No joke.
For the halftime show.
T-Pain rocks up and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
fucking America. Like,
Oh,
this is
yeah.
my favorite thing in the
Yeah.
whole world. I was
Yeah.
the best, literally 45 minutes of my life. It was so great.
It's very different.
It
I
is.
feel like America's fast paced. Australia's very slow and
Chilled.
See, I
Chilled
love
out.
Australia. I feel like everyone here is healthier and happier. I think I have a theory.
Probably.
All of you guys live near the ocean. All of the major cities are on the coast.
Mm.
I feel like that is
We
like
have a very crazy life.
your standards for like food here are just a lot higher.
Yeah,
I
the
will
food
say
is good
that.
here. I'll give you that.
That is
But no, I love, I mean, I'm from Utah, which
Yep.
most people, when you say you're from the US, they either think you're from New York or LA,
Yeah.
maybe Miami,
Yeah.
but that is not indicative of most of the US.
Yeah.
Like, let me make that clear.
Yeah, well, when we said we're going to Kentucky, everyone's like, why would you do that? And I was like, what do you mean? Our friends are from Kentucky. And they're like, what? I was like,
So
isn't that
true.
a cool place? Like,
Would you ever leave Utah?
Never.
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 What about if you had to pick? Like, what's your second favorite place in the US other than Utah?
So actually, there was a time where we thought we're going to, because I actually only came to love Utah so much, through adulthood. But basically, I had Anderson. I left the religion that I grew up in, which is very prevalent in Utah, to the max. And I thought, we got to get the fuck out of here. I'm like, I'm not raising my kid here. Can't do this.
Yeah.
And basically, it was right after I'd signed with Sweat, and Ryan had started a company, but he was like selling it, and we thought we could live, like we could be based anywhere. And we were actually going to either move to San Diego, Austin, Texas, or Sydney.
No.
Yeah, we were about to.
I do
I
remember
remember.
you going to
Yeah.
be moving to Australia. I was about
I
to
was
say
going to
that,
be
yeah.
like, we're out, because why
Yeah.
not?
Yeah.
And then my husband started another company, and it was like his 9th startup.
Wow.
And we thought, okay, we're going to like be here for like 24 months, and just get this off the ground. And then we're out. And it just completely took off. And then we were like, oh shit, we're here.
Shout out to Ryan.
Yeah, wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Lucky.
And he's
What a-
killing it.
He's
but
amazing.
it's like, I'm so glad, because what happened was I started to travel a lot for work. And the more I saw of the US and the world, I was like, wait. Utah's actually unreal.
Yeah, wow.
So now we will never leave.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, I love it.
Can you give a 30-second pitch on what Ryan's company is? I believe it's
Yeah.
On Board.
On board.
I love him so much. Just putting it out there. Like,
He's the best human.
He's the
Okay, I have a thing memorized about his business. And if you have questions, don't ask me.
No follow up.
Not because it's like a weird company, because it's very nuanced and it's very niche in his industry. And it's evolved as every business does. But basically, he started a company with his business partner, and it's called Onboard, and it's in the tech space. And they negotiate and facilitate the onboarding of bulk amenities to apartment complexes, but not just really anything in real estate or cable and internet. He's going to be like in your world. But it's phenomenal to see that it's truly like one of those things. And I'll go join him at like I usually go to like one conference a year to kind of like see him in his world. And it's amazing to watch year on year how they've grown and the respect and ingenuity that they've brought in. It's pretty amazing.
That's the best.
But yeah, it's really cool.
And 9th time lucky.
That's pretty sick.
There's hope for people like
But
that.
that's the thing. It's like you think, and you guys, I think, would get this. People look at his business, and I think it's 5 years, or this year it's going to turn 6.
Yeah.
And and let me be clear, they bootstrapped it. Like they didn't take any initial investment. And they are so profitable off their own. I mean, they really just did it the old fashioned way, which is so hard, especially in tech space. Usually you get funded and give up your equity before it's even close to making money.
Very true.
But they, like, people will see it and be like, oh, you're so lucky, or like see that success like so quickly. And I'm like, no. He worked for 12 years, like so hard. And it's amazing to look back, because you can see the string, like from business 1 to business 9, like different networking and people he met and experience that he has in both of these industries. And all of our journey led him to this. And same with his business partner. I think he'd look back and say his whole career journey led him to this. Yeah. And so it's not happened in 6 years. It's happened in 15 years of really breaking your back hard work. And it accumulate, like it's all
coming together now. Yeah.
I totally get that.
I love that.
Yeah. But I'm so proud.
Go Ryan.
Go Rye. He's in it right now. It's fully
When
I
is it
mean,
coming?
I think they just hit their 100th employee full time.
Wow.
Well, holy heck.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And then also like they have call centers and stuff too. It's huge.
that
It's wild.
is amazing.
That's so cool.
Go
Yeah.
Ryan. That's just incredible. What a legend. He
I
needs to
know.
come here.
I know he does. He hasn't been to Adelaide in a while. We're gonna put that out there. Let's
Yeah, let's make it
we'll
But
make
you
it-
guys are
I'm
coming to
gonna-
Utah first.
Yeah, yeah.
are.
We'll be there first, and then he
Yeah.
can come over and
I
just.
agree.
We love to host people in Utah. We get so excited. Ryan has more Utah pride than anyone I've ever
Oh,
met.
I love
he
that
just
so
loves
much.
it.
I can't wait. It'll be amazing. It'll be so good.
Now, my question is actually reverse.
Okay.
What do you love and hate about Australia?
I love the people. I love you guys so much. I really do. It's like my second family. I love the food, the coffee. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember.
coffee.
I can't stress this.
Yeah.
Like people think Europe has better coffee. Absolutely not.
We
Can
do.
confirm. Aussie coffee is hands down the best.
We do have good
I agree.
coffee.
I love the ocean. So I love so much about Australia. I think it's so, but I will say it's not a dislike in any sense, but I think people think like as an American, you think, oh, they speak English. Like it's just not that different. No, there's for real culture shock. Like the first few times I came here, I was like, I am in another country. It is so weird. So
Like what? Like the way we say things, or
Everything.
it's weird that you say bigger and better in America. But funny enough, every time I come in, even just like Kayla, when we were walking out of breakfast, I was like, or walking from coffee, I'm like, oh, everything's just so charming and little here. And I'm like, but I do feel like that. Like everything is so a little bit more quaint and
That's true.
just littler. You
Yeah.
know, like your grocery stores and your
Yes.
everything is
Yeah.
just more intimate and cozier.
Yeah. Well, we went to we flew into Kentucky, and our friend was like, "Where do you want to go first?" And I was like, "Walmart." And she was like, "What? Like, is there anywhere else you'd like to go?" I was like,
really?
No. Like, I want to go the first Walmart we will go past. And
But
she was
not
like,
Target?
well,
yes, but Target's
but
not
Target
a thing
we had
over
kind
here.
of-
Oh, it is, but it's not massive. Where's
Yeah.
Target over there? We didn't
It's
know
huge.
about
we didn't
it.
know, but like we don't have a Walmart here. Like, we have a Target. I feel like that's not the same Target. Like it's not the same
not.
thing.
It's not.
I get it.
But I was like, so she took us to Walmart.
Oh, I thought of a con. Your roads.
Yeah.
They're so narrow.
Yeah.
I would not be able to drive here.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's like, I need some
They're small.
space, you know?
Well, the Walmart was in like the most incredible place I've ever been to in my life. I walked in and I was like, oh my God,
It's
okay,
huge.
so we've got like
So
we've
big.
got screwdrivers and things over there. Like
It's everything.
Like-
It's like Amazon if Amazon was a
yeah.
in
and then
the
we were
flesh
walking, there
store.
was paint, and then there was right next to the watermelon, and then you walk out. I was like, I'm so confused.
It's a
right now.
clothes store. It's everything.
Yeah, they were selling
Everything.
clothes.
Jewelry.
Everything.
Electronics.
Anything that you can
Yeah.
find. I was like, this is heaven.
Take me back.
And I love the accent, obviously. I love your guys'
See,
accent.
I'm so
Yes.
the opposite. I could listen to American
Yeah,
speak all
same.
day.
Same.
Like therapeutic.
Yeah.
I know. It's always weird coming here and people are like, oh, I like your accent. I'm like, what accent? I don't have an accent.
I sound normal. Do you think if I moved there that I would start adopting an accent? Because I'm having this debate with Leah at the moment.
So I think that research has shown the older you are, the less likely it is, or the longer it will take
Yeah.
for you to like start switching
So I got to go
your
now.
accent.
That's what you're saying?
For kids, do you want an American accent? Then you
Absolute-
should have gone 10 years ago. But yeah,
Yeah,
next
that's
time is
it.
now.
Mhm.
The next second best time
Well,
is now.
Gigi watches Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel is American.
Yes.
And no joke, she's turning around, she's like, I'd be like, hi, Gigi. She's like, hi. And I'm like, "Oi." I don't know. Where
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a
I've even started saying like, because Miss Rachel says mama rather than mum.
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
We say mum.
Yeah,
Mum.
no one says
Like,
mum.
where's mama? And then,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I'm,
That's
true.
how good.
Or she'll go, bye. And I'm like, no, it's perfect. But I love it. I don't care. It's cute.
Oh, that's the best.
That's why we now need to watch
Which is the look in your eyes right now. You're like,
I need
like,
to
just
move
put-
to America.
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
You guys would thrive. It's
Maybe.
the land of entrepreneurs.
That's right.
Utah, especially, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah, just do Utah. Yeah.
I agree. We should be in Walmart.
I would like to go to Utah in wintertime and also in the summertime because I've actually never seen snow. Ever.
Not like, yeah,
Oh,
skiing
no,
snow.
not snow.
I
Like
reckon you've seen like little.
you told me that was salt on the sidewalk of New York. That's what I saw. I was like, Nick. I was like, oh my God, look, over there. And he was like, what? And I was like, look, it's over there. And he was like, that's the salt. Be quiet. And I was like,
Be
no,
quiet.
Apparently they put salt on the side so that the
Oh,
smoke
yeah,
and thing.
yeah.
Road.
I was
Yes, you don't
so
slip.
excited.
Okay, definitely you have to come this winter.
Yeah, like when you were saying in the car about 32 meters of snow. I
We
was like, I
had
don't know what
so
that means.
much snow this year. It was, I mean, a lot.
I think that's I've just never.
And we live on a very steep, like we live on the mountain
Yeah.
and it's a steep road. So we're snowed in. Like when we get a storm, we're snowed in for a long time because the cities will plow and then we have to have a private plow to come up our road and sometimes they can't. So
it's like The Simpsons.
Yeah. That's
Snowed
what I'm
in.
saying. You're snowed in. It actually feels like that.
literally snowed
It's like
in
an alternate. I'm
for
like,
a
what
day.
the hell?
Yeah.
The Simpsons are right about
Yeah.
everything.
They are.
I
They
didn't
know.
watch it. I wasn't allowed to growing up.
Oh.
They had to get like a little plowman and then the roads would open. Like it's, I don't know why I'm thinking of The
That's
Simpsons.
lit. That's.
Come on down.
I want to go
Come
and
on
see
up.
it. Yeah, I want to go and see it.
How long have you actually been like snowed in for? Like what's the longest?
I mean, probably like 2 days,
Yeah, wow.
maybe.
You say
Yeah.
that as if like it's just fine.
Yeah,
I would
no
be
big.
panicking to the no end if I can like my phone.
Yeah.
It's like, I would be absolutely.
It's kind of
scared.
nice now that I'm an adult to be like, I'm not going anywhere. I can't, you know? And we still have internet. Like, it's not like it's roughing it. But we have lost power a couple times. That's a little different story.
Yeah, okay.
You're like, well.
So what happens then? Like if it's a school day for Anderson, like school's just closed.
Yeah, they have to have a snow day. Mm-hmm.
Does that happen often in wintertime?
No, because Utah is so equipped to handle snow. You have to have feet of snow. You have to have like a meter plus of snow in a quick amount of time to have a snow day.
Right, okay.
Because they have it dialed. Like everyone is expected to drive in the snow.
Yeah.
But down in Texas, it's different. They don't get snow.
Yeah.
And so if they even have like a little ice on the roads, I used to live in Texas, so this is how I know.
Okay.
But like if they had even just if it dropped like 1 degree below freezing, everyone's like, school's closed. Everything's canceled because no one knows how to drive. No one's ready for it.
Yeah.
Like they have a lot of bridges. So if there's ice on the bridges, it's super dangerous. But Utah, we're just built to handle the winters.
Wow.
So it takes a lot to have a snow day.
I would really like to go to Texas.
You would like
I just want to visit. I don't know if you know, but Christian Guzman's Alpha Land in Texas. Oh my!
I don't
it's a gym
know.
and looks insane.
Yeah, I don't know
Like
about that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not that sounded like I don't like it. I literally don't know about it. Like I haven't heard of
You
it.
need to go there. Where did you live in Texas?
I lived in Keller, which is a tiny town between Dallas and Fort Worth.
Yep.
So between the stockyards and like,
How cool.
yeah.
It's so cool. We
I
need
feel
to
like
get.
I haven't lived.
And I also lived in Houston. I lived in
Get it.
Keller for 3 years, but I was like, it was childhood.
Okay.
It was like 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade.
Yeah.
And then, but I remember it well. It was formative years.
Yeah.
And then Ryan and I lived in Houston for almost a year.
Wow.
Right when the shit hit the fan for me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not okay. And he's like, we're moving.
What was Houston like? Is it dangerous? Because people say it's really dangerous.
Don't say that. We'll never go because Mum will never let.
Yeah,
us.
okay.
To me, let me say, I loved the people.
Okay.
Like best experience, like for what we needed. I mean, everyone is kind. You meet someone, do you have a church yet? What church do you go to?
Yeah.
Let me help you. Welcome.
Okay.
Like it's the people were so lovely and warm.
Yeah.
The city of Houston is like a concrete jungle. It's not walkable.
Okay.
It's so bloody hot.
Yeah.
Or just rain monsoons. I did not like aesthetically
Yeah. Okay.
the weather in like the actual city. I didn't like it.
Okay.
But the people were lovely. Like loved that. Loved the Texans.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Go to Texas.
Thank you, Kelsey. Now
Austin, you guys would love Austin.
Yeah, I've heard
flight tomorrow.
Austin's a vibe. I've heard.
Austin is a vibe, but there's a lot of implants in Austin. So you don't have as many like Texans.
That.
It's a lot of people who have moved in.
Implants.
Yeah.
Is that what we're calling them?
I guess. Someone,
Implants.
I don't know why I pulled that word out, but yeah, like not native Texans.
No. Yeah.
You know, it's a little bit more artsy and yeah. If you want like iconic Texas, go to Houston, go to Dallas, go to Fort Worth.
Yeah.
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 Well,
the Alamo, go down to San Antonio, see the Alamo.
look at through Mitch's eyes right now. They're glistening.
I was born in the wrong country.
He's so excited. He could like, if I literally got up right now and just checked out and we all like, he would still be asking you questions.
100%.
Continue.
Look,
care about
we
the
got all
podcast.
night,
Just
Mitch.
ask
We
me
can
questions.
chat about Texas and the US as long as you'd like.
Absolutely.
We do. We have all dinner time to talk
We
about.
do.
Okay, we will.
What are we eating for dinner tonight, Kelsey?
That's a good question.
Ooh, I am so torn between your chicken burgers or your, I can't say it,
Schnitzels.
No.
the ones that are in the wraps, the gyros.
Oh yeah, the gyros.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Gyros.
Mm.
Or
Cool.
obviously chicken parm.
Yeah.
Really?
I love
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you?
Yum.
so much.
I think we go chicken burgers.
I've never had a bad meal made by Leah, obviously. So
I have. No.
you're bold today.
He has one time.
Lamb rack.
I made this lamb rack thing and I was so excited about it. And like, it was this whole new recipe and I was like, I can do it. I put it in the oven and like, I kind of like misread the times and I was like, it's fine. Like, we'll just put it in there and see. And then like, he was so hungry from the gym and he was like, can I just eat it now? And I'm like, well, I don't know if it's gonna be ready, but we'll just see. Anyway, I pull it out. It was like raw.
How
Like,
did that feel to you to fail at a cook?
I was hysterically laughing because he was like trying to eat it and he was like,
Imagine if that was your every time you cook. So I don't want to be shamed.
yeah, it's not shameful. I was laughing. It's so funny.
I think the worst part is because the rack, you have to cut, when you cut it individually.
Yeah.
Even if it is cooked, it still looks weird. But because
You're
it's
talking
so,
to me like I know anything about this.
Anyway,
was
it was,
like,
it was
terrible.
pretty much like a lamb chop on a plate that was just red. It was completely raw. And he was trying to be so polite and just trying to eat it. And then after, his eyes were like welting.
No.
And I was like, did you like it? And he was like, Leah, I'm so sorry. It was the worst thing you've ever eaten. I feel so sick. And I was like, really?
You still ate it?
He ate the
No, not all
No,
of
but
it.
you
I tried
to eat
it
the edges
and it was
that were
like,
like,
it was like wobbly. Like it was,
Okay. I'm going to actually throw up.
It was rank.
the funniest thing ever. And like ever since then, he's like, I'm always, I should make this lamb rack. And he's like, I just think you should try something else.
Well, don't you forget that we have a deal that we made years ago.
Oh no.
When you come to stay with me, we're filling my freezer full of meals. And then you can stay with me for free and I'm going to buy all your meals while you're in the US.
I'm ready. I'm so ready for that.
Which we would do anyway, but I'm, I need those freezers. Please God.
I'm ready.
Ryan would be so grateful.
Well, Ryan, yeah, I'm going to do anything for you guys. I'm pumped. I will do that.
I can't wait for you because you don't know Anderson because he was so little.
He was
Tiny, and last time I saw him, he was like
4.
4 or 5, yeah.
Even on FaceTime, he's like, hi. And then like he's so quiet. I'm like, no, come back.
He's
Like,
so smart and big now.
He'll be incredible. So yeah, we got to come back.
Last question before we wrap up.
Yeah.
What's next for Kelsey? What's the future look like?
What's next is you said chicken burgers?
Yep. yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm just living life,
That's what I like to say.
It's a good answer.
Honestly, it's like I used to be so caught up in goals, which I think is fine. But ultimately, like, what is the point of life, Because I can tell you, the more I achieve or the more like I've done or the more accomplishments, those things aren't what bring happiness or fulfillment. And I know it sounds a little cheesy or whatever, but truly my new focus, my new MO is like, I want to be present in my life.
I love that.
I want to be authentic. And that means being where I am and taking things like
Wherever it
literally
takes
one
you.
moment at a time.
I love that so much.
appreciate
We'll see.
Yeah,
powerful.
it is instead of having like such a strict like I like it.
You
Just
get so caught up in
Take the pressure
trying
off.
to be something.
live your
Be
life.
present.
Yeah, you are right now. Congratulations. Like you've made it, We are winning.
Now it's just to meditate and then we perfect.
Boom.
You do.
Boom, that's it. I know. Fucking maybe tonight. After during chicken burgers, great. I will thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
I'm so happy about that. That was just perfect. It was so great. Hopefully everyone loves it. When you're back,
We'll do it again.
Yeah.
when you're back,
Absolutely.
come back.
Yeah, epilogue.
100%.
I love it. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you,
Thanks so
everybody.
much.
Bye.
Bye.